Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Paul's Treehouse. In my last Why Feelings Matter video, I talked about a very specific technique that you can use to help get yourself out of states of depression or sadness, or anytime you're feeling like a sense of lack or stuck in some sort of rut. Since then, I've been thinking more about that and our feelings in general and where they come from. I talked a little bit about, in my first feelings video, how there are feelings that happen before the feelings that you actually consciously experience. There's a feeling before the feeling, and made the case that by going in and artificially suppressing or enhancing feelings at the surface level, we're only addressing a symptom and not really going in deeper and addressing the source of the problem. Today I want to talk about this in a more holistic sense, because I think this is going to help anybody who struggles with depression come out of it. So, what I've realized is that your well-being, your state of the person that you are right now in a holistic sense, the light that you radiate, whether brightly or dimly, that the energy that you have and manifest is a consequence of three things, and there is no one that is first or last in the sequence. They are all together. Those three things are, and think about this like a wheel. Those things are your feelings, your thoughts. And by feelings, I mean not only sensory feelings, but also mostly emotions. Feelings, your thoughts, and your action. And when each of these are engaged in a positive direction, that wheel is going to start to turn. And the more it turns in that positive direction, the more energy and vibrancy you're going to start to emanate, and you are going to experience that in the form of feelings. So, what happens with someone who is experiencing depression is that the feelings, the thoughts, and the action are all turned in the wrong direction. So, for example, the action is mostly inaction. You sleep in, you disregard taking care of your home or your residence, you stop bathing, you stop cleaning yourself, you start eating poorly. These are examples of the action turning in the wrong direction. Now, someone could have all of those actions turn in the wrong direction, but have their feelings and their thoughts turned in the positive direction, and the aggregate of that, the average of that, will still get the wheel turning the right way, although not as quickly, not as fast. But what happens is that if you turn, whether it's your feelings, your thoughts, or your action in the wrong direction, it puts resistance. And if any of the other two fall away, so if you start having negative thoughts and you start thinking, gosh, I really don't look really good. Gosh, I really am not taking care of myself. Gosh, and you start having negative thought patterns about yourself because of the negative actions that you're taking, then all of a sudden this wheel comes to a stop and maybe starts turning in the opposite direction. And instead of radiating light, you start to dim down. And there begins the cycle of depression. Now, it doesn't matter which one's first, which one's last. Like I said, it's not, there's no sequential order. They're all equally important, and they are all intertwined with one another. So if one goes out, the others are affected, no matter which one is the one that goes out. So if you're in a state of depression or sadness, think about yourself, the ecosystem that is you, as a three-pronged system of feelings, thoughts, and action. And if they're all turned in the wrong direction, start by flipping one that is easiest for you to flip. So I'm a very intellectual person myself. And so for me, it's easier to change the thoughts, which is what I talked about in the last video. But for most people, I think action is really the easiest one to flip in the other direction. So even if you're having negative feelings and negative thoughts, take a small action that goes in a positive direction. Take a shower in the evening before going to bed. Put some creams on your hand if they're dry, or your feet. Give yourself a little rub, a little massage, just something that proves to you that you care about yourself. And so you do some sort of self-care, something that, maybe some creams on your face. Do something for yourself, just for your body, even if it's small. Give yourself a foot massage in the evening before going to bed. You know, your feet do a lot of work for you. You might as well, the least you could do is give your feet a sense of gratitude. And so if you start with small actions, maybe you don't like touching your body and caring for yourself. Well, take some action for your own bedroom. Make your bedroom feel just a little bit more like a sanctuary, so that when you go rest in the evening, you feel welcomed there and you feel respected by your room. And that could mean simply putting some things away, tidying things up a little bit, and making your bed every morning, so that when you come back to your room in the evening, it's there waiting for you, welcoming you in an organized fashion. So these are examples of how you can take one of these three energy sources and flip it around. And once you flip it around, if all three are flipped in the wrong direction, you have something that is going to help you. It's going to slow down the turn of that wheel in the wrong direction. And you can push even harder. If you still can't change your thoughts and your emotions, push even harder with your action and be like, dang it, I'm still having negative thoughts, negative feelings. I'm going to do something amazing. I'm going to clean my entire house. And start doing things that you would be impressed about yourself doing. Once you get to that point, you're going to start to have positive thoughts about yourself, like, wow, I did that. I was able to do that. And before you know it, it's going to start turning real quickly in the right direction, and the entire machine is going to light up and you're going to start glowing. I think this is really helps explain how the human emotional action ecosystem operates in a really simple way. And I'm sure it's far more complex than this, and maybe I'll go into more detail as thoughts come to me. But I had this idea and I wanted to share it with you. I hope it's helpful, especially now that we're entering a time where we're really going to start to see the cost of being quarantined for a month and a half or so, for some people 2 months. And it's going to be a lot of work to get ourselves back on our feet again and get ourselves moving again. And so hopefully this helps you. If you haven't gotten out during this quarantine time, take advantage before everybody starts getting busy again. Take a look at the sky in the day, in the morning, in the evening. Go out for a little walk. The air is better than it's ever been. That would be a good action to take, and it might help turn things around for you if you are in fact struggling with your feelings lately. So I hope that was helpful, and that you're able to get back on your feet and get your action going in a positive direction. Thanks for tuning in.